Hello, Audio Marks coming to you from the Sachem Public Library. Welcome to the Marks for Life podcast with your hosts, Jimmy and CJ, two casuals turned Marks wrestling fans to give you a direct line to all things in the squared circle. Enter the ring at your own risk. We pull no punches, we hit hard, and we will slam you with all the info you need to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I said, are you ready?
Yes, CJ, we are in fact ready.
Woo! All right, everyone. Welcome to Marks for Life podcast. I am one of your hosts, CJ.
And I'm your other one, Jimmy.
And today we have a special guest with a special topic. Welcoming my uncle, Uncle Ernest, Ernie Layug.
Hi. This is going to be really weird.
Well, not only that, but it's also a very special day.
Yes, it is.
That too.
That was this past Monday.
Yes, it was. Every day is Rusev Day.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's especially Rusev Day on Christmas. Yeah. But Uncle Ernest, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell all of our listeners about when you got into wrestling, what you do, why you're here.
Okay, well, I'm here because my nephew asked me to be here. So there's the start of that. So yeah, basically, I've been watching wrestling ever since I started really watching it when I was in high school. But I was watching wrestling periodically, like here or there. Like I remember the first match I remember seeing was a WWF home video of it was what was it? $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase and who was he facing? I think it was like Brutus the Barber Beefcake in a steel cage match. It was it was a house show that they put on video. Remember when they used to do those?
Oh wow, video!
I think we're too young to remember anything like that.
Do you know VHS? Have you ever
I know VHS, but
I don't know.
I don't know how many of the marks on the other line know.
Yeah. So yeah, they used to do that, and that was like one of the first ones I watched. And actually, my cousin Vanessa? She was into wrestling, so she watched it a lot.
Oh really? She was into wrestling?
Yeah, she was wrestling. She was into it when she was much younger, and then as I got older, I started watching a little bit more because of like your dad and your mom, my sister, and they started watching it, and then I kind of got into it and all that stuff. So yeah, I think the first time I really enjoyed wrestling was the Raw after King of the Ring '98, because I wanted to know if Kane set himself on fire. And from that point on, I started watching it.
Nice.
So.
I gotta ask, favorite wrestler and favorite match of all time?
Of all time? Wow.
Yes, because we gotta ask that on a wrestling podcast.
Ooh. My favorite wrestler of all time would probably like when I first started, my favorite wrestler was Ken Shamrock, and I'm still gonna go with him.
Ken Shamrock?
Yeah, and here's the reason why with him is because it's changed like all throughout the years.
Because he's a legitimate badass.
Yeah, one, he's a legitimate badass. Number two, I was taking karate at the time, and he was a legit like MMA, UFC, like even before everything was going around, and that's who I went to. I went to people like him. I went to him. I went to Dan Severn. I went to Steve Blackman. I went to Owen Hart. And like anybody that trained in the dungeon, that's who I'm most related with. But Ken Shamrock was the one that you just turned it on, and that was it for me. And that was
wow.
Like I love The Rock. I love Austin. I loved everybody in the Attitude Era. I love like maybe some people in the Aggression, but like even in the PG era now. But
maybe some in the Aggression.
Maybe some of the aggression, yeah. Not all of them were great, so
that's.
But as far as favorite match goes, I have to go with the one I've seen live, and that was ECW One Night Stand. The second one, it was Mick Foley. No, it was Mick Foley and Edge. And Lita versus Tommy Dreamer, Terry Funk, and what was it?
Beulah McGillicuddy? You saw that live?
Yeah, I saw that live.
You were there?
You didn't know I was there?
You never told me.
I told you I was there.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I was there. You remember Tim, right? My college buddy? The one who
way.
parry bombed you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went together, and he got tickets, and we went. Actually, he got me tickets for... He actually told me a couple days ago he got me tickets to the Royal Rumble, so I'll be going to that as well.
Oh, you're going to the Rumble this?
Yeah.
You
I'm doing the-
son of a bitch. What? Oh, so we're going to
This
the...
is a weird thing hearing your curse, so I'll say that right now.
I hear it all the time.
Yeah. This is not. Remember, I've known him all of his life, literally. So it's just sort of.
21 years of me not cursing, and then...
Yeah, as a baby, it's weird. So.
Oh, man. What's your favorite memory of me?
Getting a little off topic, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
All right, let's kick off to what we're actually here to do this week. This week is going to be the last Marks for Life podcast of 2017, so we figured we would do an award show.
Woo, the Marks for Life Awards ceremony. We have 19 awards. 19. 1-9. Because no one said that it was a bad idea for me to come up with all these topics.
Well, considering that I'm the only other person that would say that, then yeah.
No, I asked the other guy.
I had a tough time.
You had a tough time.
I had a tough time.
I guess I'm just really bad at it because I didn't do this at all because of just personal stuff going on.
No, I got you.
But this is gonna be a fun one. We're gonna be handing out Markies. That's what they're gonna be called.
We're calling them Markies?
Might as well. What
I
would you
did
call
not
them?
agree with that.
What would you call them?
Awards?
That's so lame.
I'd rather go with Markies myself.
Exactly.
Oh, come on.
We gotta copyright. We gotta make sure that we own that. The Markies.
I don't know how to trademark. Uncle Ernest, do you know how to trademark?
No, I don't.
Oh, man, we're
Well,
screwed.
as soon as we put it up, we own it. So don't worry about it.
Oh, man. All right.
All right. Let's kick off to our first category. The actually, do you want to go out through the entire categories list first before we go to the?
Yeah, we'll go through the whole category. So our categories for the M4L Awards ceremony, we
The
have
Markies.
No. So we have the male wrestler of the year, the female wrestler of the year, tag team of the year, match of the year, most loved wrestler of the year, most hated wrestler of the year, most improved wrestler of the year, and the most overrated wrestler of the year. We have the most underrated wrestler and the breakout star. We have the debut of the year, the return of the year, and the best championship of the year. We had the most shocking moment of 2017 and the biggest letdown of 2017. We had the Mike Maestro of the year and the signing of the year, and we're going to end with the indie wrestler of the year and the indie match of the year. So, Uncle Ernest, do you want to start us off?
No. No. Well, I don't know what you want me to start with. That's the thing. Like, how are we doing this?
So,
That's a good question.
That is a great question. Do you think we should start off with like indie and we'll go our way up?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go
I
our
think
way
so,
up because we
yeah.
have to end with wrestler of the year. Yeah,
Okay, so I lied, guys. We're gonna start with indie match and indie wrestler. I'm a
Alright.
liar. It's okay. It's fine. So I'll start because I created everything with this list because I'm very excited for this. I love award ceremony. I love judging the year. I love judging things. It's great. I should be a judge on like America's Got Talent, but I got no talent, so I wouldn't fit. So my personal pick for the independent match of the year, I gotta go with Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 11 for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Gotta say, it was probably the best match. I know Dave Meltzer thinks differently. Oh, it only got 6 stars. Man, it broke the scale. It was the first one to break the scale and had such historical significance behind it because it was like the first time a non-Japanese wrestler won the G1 Climax, and because of that, he was main eventing in the Tokyo Dome, and it broke the scale. It is the first match that ever broke the scale. Take that, Tiger Mask. Ha! Okada is the wrestling machine. I gotta go with Kenny Omega. Oh no, Kenny Omega's the wrestling machine. Excuse me, I shall leave. And what's everyone else's opinion? Independent match of the year. Jimmy, what do you have in your list?
I don't have a list, so I have to go off the top of my head. That's a good one. My only disagreement with that is that Okada Omega 2 at Dominion was better.
According to Dave Meltzer.
I thought it was better.
Now this is where I come in. I thought 3 was better. I thought G1 Climax was real. Because the thing is also like I don't watch independent wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely watch it. Like, and when I heard about this trilogy, I had to watch it because like everybody everybody was talking about it. What Culture, which I follow a lot.
Oh yeah, I do as well, and it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
But I watch the other guys though now that they separated from.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cultaholic?
Yeah,
Oh, which one?
Cultaholic now.
Okay, I got to check that out. But I watched that, and they talked about the trilogy and how it was, like, it just changed the wrestling industry. So out of all 3 matches, I really, really enjoyed the third one. I really did. I thought the G1 that semifinal one, like, with so much on the line, with the fact that if Kenny Omega won, he had a chance to go back to back. Did he? I wasn't sure, to be honest.
Because he faced Naito in the finals, right? He versed Naito in the G1 Climax finals this past year.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Naito won, and now he's challenging Okada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Omega
And Jericho. Which is another thing that's setting the wrestling world on fire.
Well, we'll definitely talk
Yeah.
about that at the end when we
Yeah.
talk about what we want to see most going into 2018.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
So on the basis of we all agree that the trilogy was the best.
Yeah.
oh my god,
I think that's what it
so
is.
good. I was like, this is amazing. It was just back to back. I don't know. I still think the first one was the best one. I don't know what you guys are talking about. The champ has spoken.
You're such a loser.
Quote unquote.
Hey, do you have a belt, Uncle Ernest?
At home.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, I had to buy one for the New Day stuff, so.
For those of you who do not know, my uncle is wearing a Bootio's Santa Claus hat right now.
Yep. Just for the occasion.
Just for the occasion. All right. So, with the independent match of the year being set, winning the Markies.
The Markies. It goes
It's
to
a-
Okada Omega just for the entire trilogy.
I don't know. I still think it's the first. What about independent wrestler of the year? Who do you guys think should be? Who do you think is the independent wrestler of the year? Or are we all on the same page with this?
I gotta give it to Cody Rhodes. I don't know
That's
how.
what I was gonna say.
Really, you guys? are
Yeah,
saying
I gotta give it to Cody Rhodes. He had an
Really?
incredible year this year.
Oh yeah, hands down. I think as soon as he left WWE, he really flourished because he wasn't so restricted to Stardust or the what was it, Ravishing?
No, it was Dashing.
Dashing. Okay.
And Mustache Cody.
Yeah.
Can't forget about Mustache.
Yeah, and all of that, and the Rhodes Scholars and all that. I think that when he had that independent freedom, he really channeled his father, and he really became a full Renaissance wrestler this year.
Yeah, and then as soon as doing that, several months down the road, we have now the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes is the American leader of the Bullet Club, essentially. And also being Ring of Honor champion for most of 2017 helped a lot too.
And then who was it? Dalton Castle beat him.
Yeah, Dalton Castle beat him. What was it? Final Battle this year? Yeah, it was Final Battle.
Yeah.
I'm happy about it, but Cody Rhodes to me still had the best year independent wrestler wise. So that's why I give him that accolade.
Not gonna lie, I kind of went with the cop out. I chose Kenny Omega. Like,
See, that was my first thought. I really wanted to give it to Kenny Omega, but I think that Cody Rhodes had a much better, more influential year than Kenny Omega.
I don't know.
Yeah, if we did this like a year ago, then I would
That's-
say
yeah.
give it to Kenny. But
I don't know. Kenny's the trilogy with Okada, first of all, was amazing. Second, he won the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. So he won that tournament. And now he's going into one of the hottest feuds of 2017 into 2018 with Chris Jericho.
I think that will make him even more known, like, next year.
Oh,
I think that
exactly.
would definitely
Like 2018 is probably going to be the year of Omega.
I don't know. I think 2017 still is the year of Omega. Until we get that Rhodes Omega match to decide who should be the true leader.
That'll happen.
That has to
That's
happen.
gonna happen.
Has to happen. There's no.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about
It
it.
has to
It's
happen.
going to happen.
And it has to main event the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, at some point down the
Yeah.
road.
Oh man.
But I give it to Cody Rhodes.
wow, two for
And-
Rhodes.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I think we're going to be doing...
Omega got knocked out of the park with that one.
Sorry, buddy, but Cody Rhodes got the marquee for that one.
Yes, he did. He did. The next up on our list, we have the signing of the year. So, we could do like independent signings and stuff. I kind of want to limit it more to WWE. That's how I did it. For me personally, I feel like the signing of the year was Adam Cole, baby.
Oh, God. I mean, yeah, that's what happens. I mean, you
that-
get
okay.
Bullet Club members into WWE, and instantly they're stars.
but he's
that's
like the
exactly what happens.
Well, look at Luke and what was it?
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson,
Yeah.
instant
Yeah.
stars.
Yeah, for 3 months, and now
And Finn Balor, can't forget
Yeah,
about that.
Bill-
He's over. Remember, he's over.
Yeah, he is.
Finn Balor forever, you know. But I gotta say, Adam Cole is probably the biggest signing that WWE had this year. Bullet Club member, 3-time Ring of Honor World Champion. Yeah.
Well, I'll let you go, Clarence.
I have no idea. I didn't know what to put down for this one, to be honest.
All
But
right.
I'll go with Adam Cole.
All right.
I think that was an interesting one. Like, and then didn't he debut like 3 days later?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like,
believe
right
so.
at NXT Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah.
Yeah.
He debuted, attacked Drew McIntyre. Right now, it looks like he's going into a feud with Aleister Black for
yeah.
NXT TakeOver Philly, which is going to be freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know how to feel about Adam Cole before all this because I wasn't really familiar with him, but him in NXT is really good. It's giving off the NWO vibe, which is nice between them and the Red Dragon. So I think Adam Cole is probably the biggest signing of the year.
Yeah, okay. I could see why. This one's a little tough because there's a whole bunch of other signings that we're kind of neglecting. There's, Shayna Baszler from the women's classic. That's going to be a huge signing as soon as the Royal Rumble thing comes around for the women.
Well, she already debuted for NXT, so it's like she's already signed and she
Yeah.
got the video.
and she had a
package.
pretty impactful time during the whole women's classic. Then you
Um,
also have Kairi Singh, who won the women's classic and also had an opportunity to win the NXT Women's Championship. So there's that as well. Then you also had the rumors, and I'm pretty sure at this point it's confirmed with Ronda Rousey being signed, and that's a huge name. So
Ronda Rousey hasn't been confirmed yet. People are all
Yeah,
saying like, "Oh, she's gonna be in the Rumble. She's gonna be in a Rumble." Man, I don't know.
oh, come on, don't give me that.
I think she'll make her debut at the Rumble, and then something's gonna happen, and her and Stephanie will be at WrestleMania, and then that's it. Like if
Maybe, and then
yeah,
probably down the line, then they'll do something with the horsewomen, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
we'll see how WrestleMania goes first, and then I think she'll decide from there, because that whole when she made her appearance at WrestleMania 31,
Yes.
yeah, that was, if I read correctly, that was 9 months in the making. So it's just sort of
Really, that was 9 months in the making.
yeah.
of
That one appearance there was 9 months because she was still under contract at UFC.
Yes.
So they had to get the okay from Dana White. They had to go through all the things and
To get a guest appearance with the Rock.
yeah.
but I haven't really put much thought into it, so yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Cole.
Adam Cole, baby.
So Adam Cole gets the marquee for signing of the year.
Woo! All right. So next up on the list, we have the Mike Maestro of the year, probably one of the best promo setters of 2017. Who do you guys got?
The Miz.
The Miz.
Yes. The Miz. Yes, I think The Miz is amazing on the mic. He has been amazing. This past year, he was absolutely on fire. The John Cena, Nikki Bella promo was like all of those. Tell me you did not care about that match before The Miz started talking. Then when he started talking, when he did all those,
he was
when he
great.
did all the parody on the Total Bellas, everybody got excited. And then him with what was it?
Against John Cena and Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
again.
that one, that promo there, that was amazing because he basically told them straight to their face what every hardcore wrestling fan was thinking of them. And then the same thing with Enzo Amore, which probably I'm sure somebody here might say that he's a Mike Maestro, but Enzo Amore, that promo against him, ooh.
Not gonna lie, I had the Miz on my list too.
Yeah,
I'm like the Miz. I was like, it was between the Miz and Kevin Owens, and I'm like, oh, the Miz is just like ripping everyone on the
Yeah,
mic
it's-
every chance. Oh my god! And every time he would rip into Kurt Angle, I'm just like, when my child is born, I will be a better father than you will ever be. I'm like, what? Don't say that to Jason Jordan's not father. Man, the Miz was just wrecking everyone, and I'm not sure if was the promo last year at the end, the one with Dean Ambrose and Renee Young, or was that this year?
I think that was
this year, I think, because that's when I think they got married this year. I think. I don't remember though, off the top of my head. But you gotta check the stats.
yeah. Those
Like,
that was a good one as well. Oh, they were talking about how
oh yeah, it's like
I remember that feud.
like,
Okay.
oh, aren't you obsessed? Could you say you're obsessed with Dean Ambrose? And then the Miz goes, obsessed? You want to talk about obsessed? Aren't you the one sleeping with him? And we're just like, you said that on live TV. You don't acknowledge that on live TV.
Well, that's the what I call the Michael Cole thing. It's because because what happened is that remember when Stephanie and Triple H, they were together, but nobody really knew they never WWE never really acknowledge that they were together until Michael Cole accidentally said it on air, and from that point on, they had to acknowledge it. I think this was when was this?
2009.
Yeah, I think this was right before
Mania. It had
yeah,
to be.
definitely. Yeah, it was right before Mania
Because
when
Orton was punting every McMahon.
Yeah, that it was during that time.
Oh man, Oh, that's Liz.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why are you messing? I'll chat with you later.
come on, Liz. We're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, who do you got? Jimmy.
I'm going to have to give it to The Miz, but I also want to acknowledge the other really good people that promos this year.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Mainly the Usos.
Ooh.
All neglecting the fact that they probably gave the most ridiculous best promo from the rap battle.
I remember
this
that.
past summer. That cannot be go unheard
That's
at all.
true.
It's the best promo.
That was.
Oh,
The
it's so
Usos
good.
have been killing it on the mic ever since their heel turn. Like, oh my god, they are great. I love the Usos. They're so much fun. Man, and
But
like,
I'm gonna give it to the Miz as well.
you're gonna
But-
give it to the Miz.
Yeah, because his was way better. But I have to acknowledge the fact that they
yeah.
were good promo makers this year.
I want to see the Usos laid into the Miz and the Miz laid into the Usos. I just want to see Mike Masters go up against each other. Like, I
Two
still want
heels versus each other.
Kevin Owens and the Miz. You know how great that would be.
Well, look at Enzo and Enzo and the Miz.
Nah, I hate Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore.
We'll get to that. We'll get
Yeah.
to that later.
All right. So, Jimmy, because you never answered first yet.
Okay.
What do you believe was the biggest letdown of the year?
One name, Sister Abigail.
Oh my God, I forgot
It was never lived up to any expectations, nor will it ever. It's basically ruined for the rest of the time, and they'll probably redo it with that whole silly notion that Bray Wyatt is in fact Sister Abigail, and do some weird, I don't even
maggots.
exactly. And
That's
they're not-
what Sister Abigail was. Because
Exactly.
I don't remember that.
So Sister Abigail was supposed to debut against the
Finn
demon
Balor.
Finn Balor at
Oh.
TLC,
Okay.
but then Bray Wyatt got mono.
oh,
So
that whole thing.
yeah.
so we never got Sister Abigail.
Thank God that didn't ruin. That would have ruined 2017 if we got it. But man, God,
I actually was
huge letdown.
I was kind of looking forward to Sister Abigail, and then it was like, oh, Bray Wyatt's Sister Abigail. I'm like, man, you ruined it for me. You
And then he
could've-
got sick, so he couldn't even do it. So yeah, there's a huge letdown.
There was one person I hoped that Sister Abigail would be, and that was Sage Beckett from Mae Young's Classic. That would have been so good. She was trained by the Dudley Boys. She had that that voodoo witch doctor sage look, and pun intended with her name. She looked mystical. So I'm like, that would be so cool to have her Sister Abigail. But no, they had to make freaking
Wyatt.
a cross dresser.
It's still very
Yeah.
not clear on what the whole point of Sister Abigail was still, and hopefully in 2018 they scrapped that idea and they actually do like an actual woman portraying Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll save that for 2019. Let a year go by.
Yeah, let a year go by so everyone forgets.
Quote unquote forgets about it.
Never talk about it
Yeah,
again.
that's pretty much what's
Just
gonna
like the Dolph Ziggler Rusev storyline, we never talk about it
Yeah,
again.
Hey, Rusev was hilarious in that. I'm going to name this dog Dolph Ziggler. I'm like, that's great.
Oh God, but
And then
I'm gonna
then
have
there
to
was
give
something
it to
with
Sister
a fish.
Abigail.
Lana was a fish. I'm like, Rusev was great during that storyline.
But
Not everyone.
I have to give it to Sister Abigail. Who do you got, Uncle Ernest?
I got along those lines. Mine was a tie: Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor. Like
Yeah,
those
so that's
two,
kind of
yeah.
the thing. That's kind of a similar thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
man.
those two are the bit like you have two really extremely talented wrestlers, great mic workers that just for some reason creative is not getting behind, or they just don't know what to do with them. And that to me, that's the biggest letdown because I think Finn Balor now, I like Finn Balor as a demon, but I think like him now, kind of like cool vibe, just sort of just like, hey, what's up? Like just kind of like almost kind of like that.
He got that James Dean thing.
Yeah,
going
that's
on.
exactly what I was thinking of. That's what I really like about him, and he could fight too. And then with Bray Wyatt, there are so many possibilities you can go with him, and like this year they just went with maggots on a projection screen.
Hey, I actually thought that was cool.
It was pretty cool, but
It's a cool effect,
but it
but
was
it was
let
just
down.
not-
But it was a letdown. The match that was a letdown.
Yeah, it was, and it just like for some reason it was there because Randy Orton was not scared of those maggots. There was nothing involved with it. Why don't you bring back the boogeyman? Might as well at that point. And
Hey, that was a cool moment.
yeah, that was, but it just sort of like with Bray Wyatt, there's so many things you can do with him in like a psychological value, like kind of like the Undertaker back like in we'll say from 91 to like 94 when he had his feud with Yokozuna. He got in his head a lot of spooky things. Or better yet, with Undertaker and Diesel, like that run that feud that they had. Like that when they really played the mind games with Bray Wyatt. So I think
could you
that's
give some examples for the listeners that don't exactly know.
Like best Bray Wyatt and John Cena when they had their feud, how like sort of Bray Wyatt preyed on John Cena's legacy and like how he does stuff for the kids and all that stuff, and then when they use then
the kids with the lamb mask.
Yeah, exactly that one, and then like kind of like I think what was it, the steel cage match? I think it was Extreme Rules. Oh yeah, I remember I was there.
You were just there at every good match, weren't you?
There were a lot of moments I'm actually there for. It was quite.
Didn't you start the John Cena?
Oh no, I didn't start that. No.
Oh man.
No.
Oh, that'd be amazing if we had someone who started the John Cena sucks chance on our podcast right now. That'd be amazing.
That would be awesome just to say. But no, but just like sort of like Bray Wyatt and John Cena, like that feud, kind of like I think that kind of embodied like what Bray Wyatt should be now. Someone who plays mind games and then who gets in your head and then he uses that as sort of a way to get get an advantage over his opponents.
What did Undertaker do to Diesel though?
Oh, he got in his mind a lot. He took him down. What happened is that it was 1996. Undertaker had a championship match against Bret Hart. Diesel came in and interrupted it. Then the following month, they had they just started In Your House. It was Bret Hart versus Diesel in steel cage match. Mm-hmm. Undertaker came from underneath the ring and pulled Diesel, aka Kevin Nash, whatever to do, and they pulled him and basically pulled him down to hell. And then after that, you just saw that Kevin Nash was not the same person. And then the next one is then I think like 2 weeks later after that I think it was an episode of Superstars or Raw, whatever. This was the first time that you saw like the wrestler looking at himself in the casket, like that whole gimmick.
Oh,
like Kevin Nash looked at Kevin Nash in the casket, basically saying that like, okay, this is what it is. And it really like, and they had a match together at WrestleMania, which is basically Diesel's last match before he went to WCW. And you could see that it was like getting in his head throughout that match. So he got in there.
That's cool. Imagine Bray Wyatt doing that. Just
yeah, exactly.
Like you just see him go into the like where he lives or whatever, the Wyatt compound and stuff, and he just opens up a freezer and then you're just there and he's just like.
Exactly, yeah, something like that. I think that like with Bray Wyatt, you got to be more psychological. And that was kind of such a big letdown, especially when they gave him a push right out of Elimination Chamber when he won. I was very happy that he won the title because I thought he deserved it, but it just kind of was stagnant at that point. As soon as he got it, it was like, all right, what do we do now?
Not gonna lie, this is actually what I put for the biggest letdown is Bray Wyatt's title reign.
So it's all in agreement.
We're all in agreement for different reasons. It's Bray Wyatt. Okay.
Like his title reign, I was so excited. I was screaming and cheering. Nicole was with me, and Nicole's like, "What the hell?" And I was just like, "Bray Wyatt won! Oh my god!" And then. He lost.
Then we watched WrestleMania together, and then we were all
I'm
upset.
like, what the hell?
We were so upset.
I'm like, Randy, you just used one arcade. You could have just punted him and made me feel better. Like, I'm going to take a punt to get him down. I'm like, yeah. That made me feel great. No, it was an RKO. A singular. Singular!
Well, they're probably still trying to restart that RKO out of nowhere thing. Because that's Randy's thing now.
It's stupid. I hate it.
Anyway, the marquee for biggest letdown goes to Bray Wyatt for various reasons. but it's Bray Wyatt nonetheless.
Mhm.
All right, so we'll move on to shocking moments of the year. Uncle Ernest, do you want to start us off?
Sure. For me, the biggest shocker was Jinder Mahal winning the WWE title. That was because it was one of those, like, I didn't understand at the time why he got it, and then I started reading and I started looking into it. I was like, oh, that's why.
Don't hinder Jinder. Believe in the modern day Maharaja.
Yes. At least they didn't hinder Jinder. Why are you calling me?
Did you text her? I'm busy.
Yeah, I did.
Why is she so? I don't know, man.
Okay, there we go.
What did you think of Jinder Mahal's
Title
year?
reign in
Let's
general.
talk about his year. What do you think about it?
I think that it was good for Jinder Mahal to actually get that because I think that like he worked hard, he stayed consistent, and I think that sort of like you could see like obviously look at his body. He must have
done some serious
he
workout.
probably has like negative 5% body fat, but it's
Good for him.
Yeah,
Good for him.
exactly.
I wish I had that.
yeah, a lot of us do, but but like his year, like I think that he had an opportunity that not a lot of people were going to have unless you really like had something special, and he kind of took something that he was born with and he moved on with it, and I think WWE kind of preyed on that, and it's good for him that he's like, you know what, I got this opportunity, I'm just gonna make the most of it. His matches were kind of, we'll say, underwhelming is I would say an understatement, but I understood why they did all of that. And like they did it as a business point of view and not so much a wrestling point of view. But still, as much as like when he got the number one contender, I'm like, oh, that's cute. You know, he's just a filler. You know, we need somebody to put a main event feud with for a couple of months until the main pay per view. And then he actually won it. It's like, what? Like I was pretty shocked at that. I'm not gonna lie about it.
Yeah.
So,
I can agree with you on that.
yeah.
Shocking moment. If
Don't
I had to
hinder
pick shocking moments, I'm gonna because we knew that this was coming, but it was still a moment that was fantastic, and I'm gonna have to give it to the Festival of Friendship.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna have to give it to the Festival of Friendship. Like they were building that from the beginning, from the middle of 2016 going to 2017 WrestleMania season, and it was executed perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Why is my name on this list? And I'm like, no.
we didn't want it to
Jericho!
happen.
Yeah.
Oh, but that whole segment, the Festival of Friendship, was fantastic.
Oh man.
Best segments of 2017.
What
yeah,
was that painting? The birth of Kevin Owens?
It was the the birth of Kevin Owens or the birth of friendship or something like that.
And they're just like,
It's that. Oh
the
yeah, I
figure
remember that. Okay.
and that led to one of the biggest list puddings of all time. The finger of Kevin Owens. You know what finger of Kevin Owens? You just made the list. Oh, you don't have the freaking drop on here.
No, I didn't have enough time. Relax.
Jimmy, that was my favorite drop.
I know.
We have a Chris Jericho drop where it's like, you just made the list.
Uh-huh.
We don't have it on here.
Yeah, no, I'll get it. Don't worry.
Okay. But oh my god, that was a great segment. I remember I was showing Nicole. Nicole's like, I don't completely get it, but I'm assuming this is sad. I'm like, it's really sad. I'm grieving the friendship.
I remember I went for a fetal position for a good less than a minute, a good 40 seconds. I was just on the floor why is this happening right now?
So like me when Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar
That
in
was different.
80 seconds.
But that was an amazing moment.
I was when Brock Lesnar lost to Goldberg at
Oh,
Survivor
the first. Okay.
the first
Yeah.
one. I was holding a Coke and I just stood still. I sat still for a solid minute and a half.
Yeah,
I'm
it was us and a friend.
longer than the match. I sat still. I'm like,
It was an amazing moment.
That one was a cool moment. Even though we're talking about 2016, that's a cool moment. But it was like, I felt like that if we had this last year, I would have put that as my biggest letdown. Because it was a minute. All the times that Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar in that feud. You double that still won't equal the WrestleMania 20 match. Even though it was terrible, it was still more time than that. They put more time into a horrible match that nobody was vested in, other than a feud that happened 15 years later that would have been that everybody was invested in. Because when Goldberg came back, ratings were up, people were watching, they wanted to see this fight. And then when they saw it, it's just like, what?
It took him several months to get to a much better WrestleMania.
Oh yeah,
match,
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So
But still, it would have been nicer to not be a minute.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, if they did like a couple more things, maybe make Brock a little stronger. But
Yeah,
it was still a great
exactly,
moment.
yeah.
But Festival of Friendship, you had
I had Jinder Mahal winning.
Jinder Mahal. What do you got, CJ?
Sami Zayn saving Kevin Owens and turning heel. That was probably the most shocking moment of the year, beating everything. Because I'm like, if they were ever to side again, I figured Kevin Owens would turn face. Like, Sami Zayn has never been heel at all. He's never been a bad guy. And I'm like, Sammy, he just literally destroyed you 2 weeks ago. And then I'm like, Sami Zayn saves Kevin Owens from Shane McMahon doing an elbow drop off the Hell in a Cell. I'm like, am I blind? Is this? I'm like, Sami Zayn turned heel? I was so shocked. I'm like, I never expected Sami Zayn to turn heel. There's no indication of it. And then his logic is valid and sound.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Mega Man, you promised me opportunity, yet I don't get jack. I'm like, Sami Zayn, that makes sense. Sami Zayn, I empathize with you. I'm glad you turned heel. And now he's like one of the best heels of 2017 because he's just annoying as shit. He's just
Yep.
like, da, 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 da. Like he's just doing that dance thing to his music. I'm like, the music is just annoying now. His dance is annoying now. I'm like,
Yep.
Yep. Like
That should be a drop.
yup.
Yep.
The yup movement.
Oh God.
Sami Zayn, oh man, I gotta say he was like the most. I don't know. You could kind of see Jinder Mahal like winning the WWE Championship if you knew what was going behind the scenes. You can kind of see. I don't know what you said again.
He said the Festival of Friendship.
You saw that coming, but did you all see
Yeah,
Sami
so-
Zayn turning heel?
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. Because Sami Zayn was the quintessential face.
Yeah,
He really was.
He was
yeah.
the next Daniel Bryan, and he's not.
All right. So
Well,
He's
Daniel Bryan did go heel,
He's the no
and then
Daniel
he
Bryan.
naturally went face. So
This is gonna. I hope this puts Sami Zayn into the WWE title picture. Like
I think it will.
I think it will.
yeah, definitely.
Oh man, you know what I'd really like to see to come out of this? Sami Zayn turning heel against Kevin Owens, and then
Oh,
Kevin Owens turning face.
Oh, that'd be so good.
That
I-
would be interesting.
I would love that. Kevin Owens in a face role, and then Sami Zayn is just beating the holy hell out of him, just because like this is for everything. You held me back, and I'm just like, Sammy, I'm scared. And Kevin Owens is just like, why is my name on the list?
Well, I feel like that with that match, that would be it would be odd because Sami Zayn is like a credible heel because he had logic behind it. Same thing with Kevin Owens. He had logic behind his heel role. If you turn Kevin Owens face, I think that would be a totally different thing. It would be very, I don't think it would go over as well as if he was heel because you can see Kevin Owens naturally as a heel.
I know, but you can see him as that cool baby face, like how Dean Ambrose should be.
All right, that's a pretty good point. I'm gonna change mine. I'm gonna give it to Sami Zayn because that's a good point. As much as I love the Festival of Friendship, and it was indeed a shocking moment.
It was a moment of the year, definitely, but most
So
shocking, I don't know.
I would have to agree by that standard. Then yeah, I'm gonna give it to Sami Zayn.
Woo! Sami Zayn won the Markies.
One a marquee for shocking.
He won something. He won an award. He won a championship for the first time since 2014.
Congratulations, Sammy.
Congratulations, Sammy.
All right, let's move on to the next category: Best Championship.
Yes.
Okay, so how are you describing this one?
Oh, best championship has to have like the most prestige, most focus, probably the best matches. And it was very hard for me to pick this. And I had to go with the Intercontinental Championship. I was going to go with the SmackDown Tag Team Championships because of the work the Usos and the New Day put in there. But I have to go with the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz did wonders with that title. He put so much emphasis on it. The matches... The fact that he could continuously keep having matches with Dean Ambrose and it was still pretty good because he kept changing it up was great. I'm really attributing this because of The Miz. The Miz made that title. He made it. He made it worthy. And even that Dean Ambrose Baron Corbin feud, the match was underwhelming, but the build up to it was great. And now that Roman Reigns has it, and now the feud with Samoa Joe, it's just there's so much focus with the Intercontinental Championship, especially because the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar is not on Raw because he just sucks, and does not.
Well, that's what you get for part-time. So
yeah, I
mean,
know.
Yeah.
So I gotta go with the Intercontinental Championship, the premier championship on Raw, probably the most focused championship.
I agree. Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
the
I agree as well.
I thought
Intercontinental.
Intercontinental was so good this year.
Oh my god!
All the matches were good.
It-
All those. Oh,
So
yeah.
It-
even when Roman Reigns won it, it was still a good match.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
I agree.
Well, The Miz had to go off film the Marine 76, all right?
I mean, hopefully it's
The
good.
sequel.
I doubt it.
The
but, you know.
sequel to all the other sequels out there. Maybe somebody will buy it.
Do you
Hopefully.
think that the Miz is going to regain the Intercontinental Championship in 2018, or do you think he's going to move on to the Universal Championship picture after Brock drops the title?
It depends on who gets the
Yeah,
Universal
that's
Championship.
If I
Because I don't see The Miz facing Braun Strowman for the Universal
Yeah,
title.
No, he would die.
He would
I
die.
think he would get for. I would think the Miz go for the WWE Championship. I think him and AJ Styles would have a really awesome match.
Oh, that would
Like-
be so
Like
good.
he
Because
comes
they-
out, wins the Rumble, and goes to SmackDown to
Exactly.
face
Yeah.
AJ Styles.
Because I think that like with the Universal title, they're building that title. You have to put credible names with there. That's why like AJ had it.
AJ was not Universal champion.
Oh, was it
Brock,
John-
yeah, Brock, Goldberg,
Yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
Owens. You
Yeah.
had
You have like you have to have
Finn
like
Balor.
Finn Balor. Yeah, you have to have credible names to go with that title. So that's why it's going to be Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns that are going to get it next.
I think it's
The
going to
Miz will go get the WWE title and be part of that lineage and bring that prestige back like he did with the Intercontinental title.
Do you-
Because for a while the Intercontinental title was non-relevant.
afterthought,
Yeah, until the Miz brought it back. So.
Oh man, 2016 was the year. Was Miz's year with that IC title. Now, do you think that he would win the Rumble over someone like Nakamura?
Yes,
wow. Okay,
That's a.
I thought he was going to win it last year.
oh really?
I thought the Miz was going to win it. That was my
in 2016
2016
or 2017.
17.
2017.
Yeah, 2017. I
past
thought the
Rumble.
Miz was gonna win.
Really?
Yeah, I was because the work that he was putting into it, like he was building himself up, and you know what? And a lot of times, like with Rumble wins, you wanted to go to an underdog, you want to go to or a dark horse. This year, they went the safe route with Randy Orton, but
I was so
I
close.
wanted to be a dark horse.
yeah,
winner
exactly.
This year. Like,
That's
it
what it
has
is.
To, like,
it has to be, especially like 1 year in Philadelphia, and we all know what happened the last time the Rumble was in Philadelphia. I was there. Yeah.
Did you feel okay booing The Rock?
I was
Yeah.
just, it's a yes and no, only because like with that, because when The Rock came out, I'm just like, all right, I was just non-complacent. I was just complacent about it. I'm like, all right, I guess he's here they're gonna go all in on Roman Reigns, and that's how it's gonna be.
But
so-
did you boo The Rock?
No, I didn't boo The Rock.
Did
No.
Chris boo The Rock?
Well, Chris wasn't there. It
Did
was-
Tim boo The Rock?
No, not that I know of. I don't think he did.
That's the real question. Did you guys boo The Rock?
No, I don't think we did. No, definitely people around us did. Yeah, we were just like,
How did you
He won.
feel in that atmosphere about The Rock being booed? One of your childhood heroes.
it felt odd. It was just like I said, I don't even know how to talk about it now.
the
But anyways-
expression you're giving us, Uncle Ernest.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm just like,
Because I never asked you, like, how did that...
it was weird. It was definitely an odd feeling because we all knew that Roman Reigns was going to win, but we all didn't want him to win. So,
Yeah.
so once Daniel Bryan was eliminated, nobody cared about the match anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
But we all
we're moving.
yeah, we gotta move it on.
Okay.
But we all agree IC title, mainly The Miz, gets the marquee for best championship.
Yes.
All right, so now we move on to the next one, Return of the Year. And I feel like it has to be Paige. There's really
What? Paige?
Return of the Year. Yes.
I could
full year.
Full year.
Over a year since the last time we saw her and she came back.
I got something better.
And then she got a stinger in Nassau Coliseum.
Yes.
Regardless.
What a great run for Absolution.
Yes, a great run for her.
She's gonna be okay. I've heard reports.
Oh
that
yeah,
she's gonna be
I
okay.
think
So-
I think they sent her home just to kind of relax for the rest of the tour.
You know,
But it's return. She has to be the Return of the Year. It was
Nope.
the big.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my response to you.
I'm so glad I found that. That's from the 10-hour one that WWE made, by
Oh,
the way.
that one,
Oh
yeah.
my god, it's so. Oh my god.
So yeah, that's my response to you because the Hardys are obviously the return of the year.
I agree. The Hardy Boys.
Yo,
Yeah.
tell me you.
Yes, and guess what? It took him 6 months to get broken Matt Hardy out.
Doesn't
So-
matter. Doesn't matter. You know what happened? We were together when the Hardy Boys came back.
Yeah,
Me,
we-
him, and
we-
he was doing the Hardy Boy thing. He was like da 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 da
Yeah.
da 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 da.
You were excited when the
Yeah,
Hardys
we
came
were.
back.
I was pretty
you got
excited,
it.
but I was also excited when Paige came back too. So
No,
it's
you popped hard. You popped so hard.
Yeah, I
you
marked-
and Rena
I
were
marked it.
dying on the
We-
floor when
yeah,
the
we-
Hardys came back.
You know, Chris was there, right, at WrestleMania?
I know. And that guy's that bugs me too.
So, but
But yeah, Hardys.
I gotta go with the Hardys. Yeah.
Hardys have to win. No one was expecting that. No one expected them to come back at
But-
WrestleMania. No one expected them to come back at WrestleMania and win the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Okay, to see that last part, people knew that they were coming back because they were
we had all
this,
a feeling that they were coming back.
They-
We just didn't know it was going to be at WrestleMania.
exactly, or the day afterwards, because usually the day after WrestleMania wins all the debuts, all the returns,
And also
like
they
Finn
won
Balor, yeah.
championships that day.
Exactly.
That
And
day
then
too,
that was
so.
just like, the New Day comes out. It's gonna be a fatal four. Like, is the New Day gonna come? And like, I swear to God, if this is just a tease and it's just a New Day, and then the Hardys were just like, ooh. I don't even think the New Day knew that it was gonna be the Hardys.
I highly doubt that.
No,
I
they
think
must have
knew.
seen
No,
him in
Corey
Gorilla.
Graves didn't know. None of the announcers knew.
Well, the announcers don't have to know. If they're surprised, they're just as surprised as we are.
But yeah,
They
I
have
agree.
to have that emotion.
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like
Like the New Day had to have seen him in Gorilla when it happened.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
unless they brought him in afterwards, because the New Day had a
No.
long.
there's no
introduction.
way that they would have gone
No way, yeah,
backstage
exactly.
and none of the
They
wrestlers
hit
would
that
have
return
known.
hard.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
Because
have
even
to,
the
yeah.
people in the match were saying that they didn't really know who was going to be.
I believe.
the-
I believe.
I
that,
believe
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So if the people in the match didn't know, and the people in the people
Well, as
on
soon
the
as they
announcing know-
debuted, I guarantee you that Vince and Gorilla was telling the ref because they have.
Oh,
the
yeah,
earpieces
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff,
Yeah,
to be like, the
definitely,
Hardys are gonna win. We're gonna put them
But
over.
that was probably like the biggest. That was the best return of the year. That was
Yeah.
the return. I
Okay, so
loved it.
we'll give them to the Hardy Boys. I still think it was Paige though, but that's.
I could
beside the
definitely
point.
see Paige, but Paige was too late.
Yeah.
I think the Hardy Boys they had a nice run throughout the year, and with Paige, it took. I understand it took so long to get to that point.
And now
but
we're
also, yeah.
and now we're gonna get Woken Matt Hardy versus The Miz at 2018 for the WWE Championship.
Oh god. Oh my god. All right, let's move on to the next one, which is debut of the year.
Debut of the year. This was a hard one for me. I'm gonna be completely honest because a lot of the debuts were forgettable.
Yeah, I know. This wasn't a very strong year for debuts.
Yeah.
I'll
Not
give 'em that.
really, but there's one that stood out for me. Aleister Black.
Oh, he debuted this year, really?
Yeah, he
Really?
debuted
I thought it was
in
late.
Orlando this
Really?
past year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember he versed if I remember correctly, he versed Andrade Cien Almas. And I remember
Yeah,
just
and Andrade Cien almost jobbed out to Aleister Black. Yeah.
yes, and I remember just marking out because the way Aleister Black just debuted was freaking amazing. Because remember, he made his first appearance as Tommy End in the United Kingdom Championship tournament this
Yeah,
past
he
year.
came. Yeah, he debuted as
So,
Tommy End. That's
but-
right.
Aleister Black, he does that whole coffin lift thing, and I'm like, this is amazing. This thing is so cool. I'm like, this guy's amazing. This guy's it. He's gonna be the next 17-time world champion right there. This guy's amazing. And then he loses to Johnny Gargano, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
Well, he lost to Johnny Gargano due to interference with.
I
Adam
don't
Cole.
care. He
So-
should've
It's just the
gone-
principle that he lost.
Yeah, Aleister Black should have went on an Oscar run. But oh my god! And then his black mask kick, like he was just stiff kicking the hell out of it. Andrade Cien Almas.
Well, he
Aleister,
stiff kicks the hell out of everyone.
but it was especially cool then, just because it was just so new and fresh and like necessary. I remember watching that match and I'm like, Shinsuke, Itami, you got to learn a thing or two from this strong style, because obviously you were freaking letdowns this past year.
Well, so with those, it's like that's more creative. I think that because when they're down in NXT, they were amazing.
Yeah.
That's more creative. That's more WWE.
Oh.
That's Vince McMahon controlling Shinsuke and Hitami.
Well, yeah, because you also have to remember they're on a national television thing and they're PG restrictions, so you can't stiff kick every single person on
Exactly.
PG.
But it's
they
so
should.
much
I mean, that's
fun.
besides the point.
Like if they do it at TLC or Extreme Rules or Hell in a Cell, I'll get that. But not like
I'm not gonna get
every
that
Raw,
every
yeah.
week on Raw.
I don't know, man. I personally believe Aleister Black had the debut of the year. It was just a cool entrance, a great match, and it led to him to have a very strong run throughout the rest of the year. Everyone else's opinions?
I'm neglected to agree with you. I haven't really. You're right. There really wasn't that many memorable debuts, but I'll give it to Aleister Black.
I put Bobby Roode on the main roster only because it was glorious. That's why. Like I had a tough time with this as well because with all the debuts that happened, like the Revival, Ty Dillinger,
and then injuries.
Yeah, and then Asuka, like
Undisputed
Shinsuke.
Era.
Yeah, all of those like kind of like they made their debuts, and it's like, all right.
Ty Dillinger
Cool.
had a cool debut.
Oh, that's true though. He did come in
he
at number 10.
came out at the Royal
We
Rumble
talked
with
about
10.
that when that
yeah.
happened. Me and him.
Yeah, like that. We're like,
I remember a friend basically said he put it on Facebook. It's like, I hope Ty Dillinger comes out as number 10, and he came out as number 10, and he went bonkers. So.
You know who had a great debut? Jason Jordan on the Raw roster. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you ever see the parody of it though?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so there's a video online. It was hilarious. I'm pretty sure we shared it on our Facebook page, and it was Kurt Angle when he revealed Jason Jordan. And do you remember Family Guy?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Peter Griffin had his "My Black Son" song? My
No.
black son, my black son.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh my
they
God.
just did that, and I'm like, this is freaking great. Look it up.
I'll look it up. Yeah.
Just
It-
look up
that
Kurt
might
Angle,
reach-
My Black Son, and
Oh,
it's
that's-
hilarious.
oh, it's terrible.
It is hilarious.
It's terrible, but it was fantastic.
It was perfect because we're just like Jason Jordan of all people, and I'm just looking and like,
Well, it makes sense because he did have the wrestling background. He does kind of have like that Kurt Angle build when he was younger. So
but it was just funny because then like during the video they put up Charmel feuding with.
I'm like, yeah, I know. It was. That's definitely gonna come up in storyline 2018. Mark my words.
who's your mother? There you go.
Charmel.
And then
You
you
see
just get
Booker
Booker
T,
T
yeah.
just wide open eyed. Oh my god.
Tell
It'd be
me-
so
Announce
great.
table, oh
Tell
my
me
God.
he did not just say that.
Shucky Ducky.
That's definitely gonna happen. I already those wheels are turning for Vince.
Yes,
those
that's
wheels
it.
are turning.
Bonus award, most confused moment of the year. Jason Jordan being Kurt Angle's
Yeah,
kid.
that whole storyline.
Oh,
But
all right. Debut of the year goes to Aleister Black.
of course.
Yeah.
Black Mass all the way. All right.
Breakout star of the year.
Breakout star of the year. Pretty much the person that probably had like the best. Like this year made him. And I just want to throw out an honorable mention before I throw my pick out. My honorable mention has to be Elias.
Yeah. Okay.
Elias
I
has
could-
been so good, so much great heat, and he's just so catchy. He can strum that guitar really well. Like you know the movie Coco. You know how it's about the Latino
Yeah.
kid. I bet you that Elias was the person that they filmed so this way they can get the keys just right for when he strung that guitar.
Yeah, because Disney's gonna call Vince McMahon up for that.
Yes.
The mouse is gonna call him up.
I mean, where else would he get some of that money to start up Alpha
exactly.
Entertainment
Yeah,
to
exactly.
restart the XFL?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
come on.
true, yeah.
But
I mean, he didn't just sell some of his shares. He had to have gotten some of that
Yeah,
Disney money.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
that mouse tax though. But honorable mention, we got to talk about Elias with that. Elias has been doing so well. His in-ring work has been really good. I love him in hardcore matches just because I love seeing him smash guitars over everyone like Jeff Jarrett. But he's a more talented Jeff Jarrett. That's what he is. He's an annoying rock, but a more talented Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah. I'll agree with that.
El Vagabundo.
I like the analogy.
But that was my honorable mention. That's not my pick. I just wanted to throw that out there. What are you guys' picks?
If I had to pick breakout star, Elias Sampson would be there, but I don't know. This is another tough one. I would have to say. No, I'm gonna have to go with Elias Sampson on this one.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I
Wow.
can't. There's someone else I'm thinking of, but I feel like that's more the most improved, not breakout. So that's the reason why I'm holding on to that.
Okay.
All right. I went with Drew Gallagher. From
Gulag?
Yeah, I think that because also like for me personally, he broke out this year because I think his PowerPoint presentation and everybody getting behind that, all of his signs, I think that made him a little bit more of a well known beyond like the cruiserweights.
That's definitely a good one.
When you get
Yeah,
someone to
'cause-
chant PowerPoint.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. in a year where, like we said earlier, debuts was not a good thing. That like rookies had a really tough time breaking that glass ceiling. I mean, look at Survivor Series, and
Oh my God.
and like all that stuff. I think Drew Gulak was up there.
Drew Gulak was really
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Like, and, yeah, I think
he
that
was.
fun.
He had a really.
Like, I
good
love
year.
that gimmick.
I hope
it.
he challenges for the title at the Rumble.
I think he's gonna be some way involved with it.
Oh,
like,
that'd be so good.
yeah, because he's still on. He's on. Was it the Zoe train? That's
The
called now?
Zoe Train.
Is he on there or?
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah, at one point he's gonna break out of that train and
Oh yeah.
he's gonna face Enzo.
That's a good
There's someone I picked, breakout star, and it's.
Yeah, this is where I think
I-
me and Ernest are in
Yeah,
agreement. No,
I
yeah,
have to say,
nah.
Braun
No.
Strowman had the year.
No.
He had a
well, yeah, but no.
great matches. 2016, he was like, "Oh, we saw the rise. This is his year." He broke out, had fantastic matches against Roman Reigns and like
Roman Reigns and Roman
Big
Reigns
Show.
as well.
Big Show was excellent matches against Big Show.
Okay.
He had so many great moments, from flinging Kalisto into a dumpster to throwing Big Show through a cage, through suplexing Big Show and then getting up afterwards, to overturning an ambulance. I was there live when Braun Strowman overturned the ambulance with Roman Reigns in it, and I'm just like, oh my God. We're like, what? We were all on our feet chanting, oh my God, holy shit. And thank you, Strowman, throughout the whole night. Nothing else mattered but Strowman destroying Roman Reigns. And then the ambulance match happened, and he survived an ambulance murder attempt.
Okay,
Breakout star.
Okay, so here's the reason why that doesn't qualify for that. Breakout usually means that they've made an impact their first time being on the roster. This is not the first time Braun Strowman's been on the roster. I would give it to him 2016 if we
I would
started
say that.
this.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
So that's the reason why he doesn't
Okay.
get breakout star for me.
yeah, because it's also with him is that with the two that we had, I think their breakout happened organically.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Strowman was a push. You
Well,
knew
yeah, it was
that
a push,
people- yeah.
but
Okay.
You knew people were gonna you knew as soon as you saw this guy, okay, he's gonna be the
like
next
the year
big
of the
thing.
stomp was basically just one giant push, and that's the reason why breakout star for Braun Strowman 2016 belongs to him.
Okay.
But between I think Elias Sampson and Drew Gulak, that's
I
a
think
tough
it's going to
one.
end up being Elias Sampson.
All right,
Because I threw
Elias.
that honorable mention in there, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
think that it would go with Elias.
I forgot about Gulak. I'm like, Gulak was good. Gulak
Oh.
had that year. Yeah.
But it's also not a lot of people know 205 Live, and
I don't watch 205 Live.
yeah,
I watched it a couple of times,
Yeah,
and it's
same
good,
here,
but
yeah.
like that's the problem with 205 Live. Like there's still so many problems. We could go into another.
oh yeah,
We had
exactly.
a whole
Podcast.
podcast about it.
It's just a straight up rant, and it was probably the longest podcast we did, and it was just
Question though, what do you think that 205 Live can do to improve its ratings? To
improve their ratings.
Yes.
Well, first off, don't have it.
At
see.
10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, don't have it at 10 o'clock at night. Have it at 7 p.m. Have it as a pre-show to SmackDown. Lead it into SmackDown. Do that instead of having it the other way around. Because right now they have the Mixed Tag Team Challenge. What are you going to watch? More likely you're going to watch the Mixed Tag Team Challenge because it's battling up against 205 Live. Do that. Another thing is that what they're starting to do now, bring stars into it to make it credible, like Enzo Amore, Hideo Itami. If you're going to bring back Rey Mysterio Jr., he should immediately go to 205. Because Rey Mysterio has said, hey, I don't mind going back to WWE for another run at it. Do that. Try to sign some retired Lucha Underground people.
I know Ricochet's debuting at NXT. He could probably go up. Into
Yeah,
the
like
cruiserweight.
even who's in NXT, like bring those people, bring some of the smaller guys from NXT down to 205. So it's just sort of like, and then on top of that, have better writing because I think some of the writing that they have on there. Didn't like Alicia Fox was there at one point? Like,
yeah, and they
like,
had like an interesting weird
What?
love triangle square
something
thing going
going-
on.
yeah.
It was very bizarre.
Yeah, and I think that's just kind of like that's, and then also like with that, if you're gonna do cruiserweights, it should be both Raw and SmackDown. Don't have it
Yes.
strict to Raw,
Or
because
just
that.
strict to SmackDown afterwards, like on
yeah,
its own
like-
separate show. So
Oh yeah, like if you want to have something that if you want to have 205 Live bleed into SmackDown, like something happens where like, oh, they're in the middle of an interview and you just see like, what was it?
Kevin Owens show up and do an interview during 205
Oh
Live.
yeah, something like that where the cruiserweights kind of like, that are in a big feud, like kind of like interrupt an interview or something like that, then you can kind of hold on with that. But it's just like, well, that's also all WWE. It's just better writing, better creative, what they have now. But it's 205 obviously has all their problems.
Okay.
But
That's another podcast.
Yeah.
Another podcast.
If you guys want to look it up, we do have it on there.
Yeah.
All right. But breakout star of the year, the marquee goes to Elias Samson.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So number 9. Oh, God.
Most underrated wrestler of the year.
If it's not Rusev, I don't know what is. How can it?
I chose Rusev, too.
It has to be Rusev.
I chose. Who did you choose?
I put the Usos.
Really? You think?
Really?
Yeah, I think the Usos are very underrated.
They
Because-
really?
Yeah, here's the reason why they think they're underrated.
Okay.
Okay, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Did any of those 4 pay-per-views, big pay-per-views, have the Usos in it?
Survivor Series. They beat the bar.
Was it there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were the champs.
Oh, okay. No, but anyways. Honestly. But here's the thing. You put, okay,
And then
What-
SummerSlam was the kickoff show.
SummerSlam, they were the kickoff show. That's where they really broke out there. But
Yeah.
WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, they were in the pre-show. And I think that, like, they're very...
Actually, no. The Usos weren't even on the card for WrestleMania. Not even pre-show.
Really?
Yeah,
they
because
didn't do
the
a tag team thing.
Trying to think
The
of
pre-show was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the Cruiserweight Championship with Neville and Austin Aries, and then
Tells you how much I remember this
and
year
then
in
Dean,
WWE.
and then Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin for the IC title.
But still, I think that, like...
The Usos weren't even on the card at all.
Yeah, I think like the Usos until like very later on in the year were very undervalued and very underrated. Even when they were the even before the penitentiary.
The Civital.
Yeah, when they were doing all of that, they were still underrated. They had great matches. I think everybody loved them, but I think that the brass didn't give them the value that they deserve to have. Like they main evented Raw, but that was just to help out Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt during that feud. But that was the only time they were ever given value. So that's why I think they were, and even still this year, I think they were still underrated until very end when it's like, you know what? Now they got something going. Now we can. Because the tag team division on SmackDown is like on fire. So.
Oh my
Well,
God.
beginning of 2017, I agree with you. They were very underrated. But it wasn't
towards
until like
SummerSlam they started really.
yeah,
getting
before
steam.
SummerSlam, like middle of the year kind of thing, all the way to the rest of it, they really got
They
into
got
it.
that Hell in a Cell match, the first ever time the tag team championships were defended inside the Hell in a Cell. They have that under their belt,
Which is a
and
match
they
of the year
won.
contender.
And they won.
Yeah.
And
Like, you
also
can kinda
great
say that-
promo, so yeah, I could
Yeah.
understand it, but
And you could say the same about Rusev as well. The beginning of the year, nobody cared about him.
I think
I
no one
cared
cared
about him.
Well, you did, obviously.
No one.
You guys obviously did. But, like, towards later on, like, who cared about Rusev when he came back with the flag match? Who cared about that? Nobody
didn't.
cared.
I cared
did.
about it. I wanted him to win. I was
I-
very upset.
like,
That's where I won the belt back.
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, with Rusev coming, when Rusev came back and happy Rusev Day, come on, did you really think it was going to get over the way it is now? Let's be real.
but I was very happy about it.
yeah.
So,
Like,
but
it's not like Rusev is not like an underrated, but I don't think like this year he was.
I think he was underrated until the very end because
I guess he can make
Well,
the same case
naturally,
with the
right
Usos.
now it's
yeah.
getting there, but I think he was underappreciated.
He's been
and
more
not valued.
underappreciated than the Usos, though.
Yeah, he was very
Yeah, that's
underappreciated
true,
than the
yeah.
Usos.
So
and I think, well, because everything that he's done, regardless of how you feel about the flag match, it was still really good.
The flag
Regardless
match
of
was
what
awful.
No, the flag
The
match
Flag
was
match
great.
wasn't bad. Yeah.
the SummerSlam match was. He keeps getting screwed over at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's why he got underrated, and I don't know.
He
It's
lost
just-
to
I
the
could definitely
RKO
see-
in
yeah.
8 seconds.
Like you can make a case for the same exact thing with the Usos and Rusev.
But the Usos had an actual match at SummerSlam, even though they were on the kickoff show. Like when Rusev went there, he lost to 8 seconds to an RKO out of nowhere.
They're trying to bring back that hashtag.
It's not working.
Remember, what's best for business? Do you have that drop on there?
no,
what's best for business-
There's gonna be a list. Don't worry.
What's best for business is. All right.
Oh God, thank God I found that.
I have to say, I thought it was good. When you said it's Rusev Day, I thought it was just going to be Rusev yelling, Rusev Day! Like, I did not expect a sweet melodic Aiden English.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best one though. That's
Yeah.
why they
Yeah,
why
that
they were a
is it.
tag team.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to go. I think this goes to Rusev.
All right.
No offense to the
All right.
Usos.
Well, 2 against 1. So.
Yeah.
So, Most underrated wrestler, Markey, goes to Rusev.
Yes.
Now we're gonna get to overrated wrestler of the year. This one's
Don't go
somewhat
to me
tough.
first because like you guys are gonna hate me for this. It's gonna take a whole thing on that.
Oh, I think you two will hate mine.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. So
All right, Jimmy, go first.
overrated wrestler. This one's a little tough. I'm not gonna lie. Overrated. I guess I'm gonna put Randy Orton. It's just
That's a
like
cop out.
It is a
Yeah.
cop out, but like honestly, they build Randy Orton to do what exactly? Make Jinder champion. Like
Yeah.
to me, like the reign of Randy is kind of just over. Like I love Randy Orton back when he was like a good heel and he was on his own doing the Legend Killer and all that stuff. But like right now, it's just you're too old. You're not really into that position. You should really be building guys up. Like you should have built Rusev. You should have built Bray. That just didn't happen.
Yeah. Like I think they realized that when he tried to build up Jinder. I
Yeah.
think when they did that, then that was too late at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to give it to Randy. Who wants to go first between the two of you?
You can go first, Uncle Ernest.
All right. I put Elias down.
Oh, really?
I think that Elias is just like, I'd rather watch paint dry than Elias. I do not like. Why am I gonna be watching an overrated Jeff Jarrett lookalike that has the build of Hercules with the face of Damian Sandow? Come on. Why? It is like his songs are terrible. I'd rather listen to Ashley Simpson. All right.
Oh my God, this is amazing right now.
And it's just like they're boring. The feud that he had with Jason Angle was terrible as well. He was throwing fruit at him. Really? Oh my God! And they pushed him against John Cena. The Christmas match with John Cena, that should have been an AA with the STFU. I don't even know what it's called anymore. Is it still called that?
STF
Or
There's
STF?
no U in it at the
Okay.
end,
STF. And that should have been it after 5 minutes, and then you go on to like a squash match with like Breezango and the Bludgeon Brothers. But no, they made it a 30-minute thing. Come on. And Chicago even said, you're in Chicago and said this is boring. Chicago started chanting, this is boring. So
Damn.
I didn't.
That's
That was
why-
far left field, but man, that
that
good.
that's why
He makes a really strong case. Now
Yeah, he did make
Yeah.
a really strong case.
that
on
was why I'm like, come on, Elias, really? But like, bring him back. Like, I understand. Like, you want to bring him up. He's he can be a solid heel. He's just not there yet. Ask me in a year from now how I feel about him.
All right,
You're welcome.
CJ.
Johnny Gargano.
What? Johnny Wrestling. Johnny effing Wrestling.
So I don't like him.
How do you not like Johnny Wrestling?
A couple of reasons. One, I always preferred Tommaso Ciampa of the two.
All right.
So when Tommaso Ciampa turned on Johnny Gargano, I'm like, First off, I was upset the tag team broke because it was a really good tag team. But then I'm like, Tommaso Ciampa is going to be so good after this. And I'm like, this is fantastic. Johnny, you were holding him back. He's a great wrestler, but I don't see the hype beyond that. I don't know. I could see him being the next Daniel Bryan, but at the same time, I'm like, I could care less. I love Tommaso Ciampa. I love, like, the backstabbing is fantastic. And the fact that, here's the thing, Tommaso Ciampa has probably had the best backstabbing of one of the best backstabbings of all time. Because this guy, he was, like, at his wedding, and he just... It was just beautiful, and I loved it. Tommaso Ciampa I love Tommaso Ciampa. I do not have that same love for Johnny Gargano. Plus, he pinned Aleister Black.
Oh my God.
So this all goes back to Aleister Black. That's what it is.
Basically.
Oh, sorry.
But I'm not a huge fan of Johnny. Like, I would have preferred to see Aleister Black, and I'm hoping Tommaso Ciampa cost Gargano his NXT championship. I hope to.
I think the timing is.
happen.
I think the timing's about right. What Chicago happened? What last
May.
It happened
in May.
last May.
So it's about
I don't
time.
know.
Yeah, it's about time for him to come back.
I personally believe that Johnny Gargano is overrated.
Okay, I can. For the context
Tommaso
of
should have
the-
beat him in the CWC. I'm just saying.
For the context of like the category, I understand your point. I feel that Uncle Ernest, on the other hand, had a much
I
better
think Uncle
argument.
Ernest.
Uncle Ernest just came out of nowhere with the best.
I just can't. I just
with
can't with
the
Elias.
best reason for Elias Sampson.
So Elias Sampson may be the breakout star of the year,
It could. He
but
could
he
be.
is the also. But just for the sheer logic of it, he's the most overrated.
Yeah, he's the
Oh, yeah.
most overrated. I got agreed 100%. Just good job, Uncle Ernest.
Good job. That was good. That was good.
Good. That felt good coming out.
That's the same way I felt with the Cruiserweight Classic. So, I mean, the Cruiserweight division as a whole, not the Classic. Classic was good.
Yes, and now next up we got the most improved wrestler of the year.
Okay, so mine isn't so much in-ring ability, just an overall presence, which is why I'm giving it to Aiden English. And I know that's a very...
I'll give that.
I'll
Yeah,
give,
I'll give
yeah,
you
that's
that.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
Just
yeah.
an overall presentation. He rebranded himself after
The Vaudevillains.
the Vaudevillains and dumping
Simon Gotch.
Simon Gotch.
I'm upset about that. I enjoyed the Vaudevillains. I
I
thought
did.
they were
I
really-
love them, yeah.
I
I
did in
love
NXT.
their feud against Lucha Dragons, where they were just doing the cartoony thing with the black and white.
Well, their feud in NXT was unbelievable.
Well, their
Like,
feuds
yeah.
in NXT were good. It's just when they got to the main roster,
Oh, yeah.
Vince just did get them.
Yeah, that's
And
the
that's
problem
what
half the time.
ruined. And that's what ruined them. But Aiden English really rebranded himself, and then teaming up with Rusev towards the end of the year really stepped him up. So that's the reason why I'm giving it to Aiden English.
Okay.
He's got. They kind of have that Goldust Booker T vibe going on.
it's
Oh
Like-
God, that's
like,
fantastic.
Yeah, because you got two. I forgot what exactly they're called. Like when you have two odd pairings together, but it somehow works. I know there was like a term There's a term for it.
There's an actual term.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
what was it? The WWE Countdown came up with like they have a top 10 list of like
I have
odd
to look.
tag teams.
Yeah,
Oddball?
Oddballs probably.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that could
Oddball
be it.
pairings or something like that. I don't know.
But yeah, I'll give you Aiden English. I think that like
You're
he
gonna go with
definitely
Aiden
did, yeah.
English?
Oh no, for
Oh, okay.
well for me personally, I went with Baron Corbin.
Yo, so did I.
I think he really improved this year. Like when he won the Andre the Giant Battle
Royal
Memorial,
last year.
that was like it should have been a nice push for him, but I think that management was starting to see it, and then when like he won Money in the Bank, okay, that's a good thing. But when he lost his Money in the Bank match to a simple roll up, I think
That
management
pissed me off.
Yeah, I think management kind of like said, "All right, no, we're not going to go with you anymore."
I
And
think they're-
from that point on, he improved.
I think that Baron Corbin has just been steadily improving over the year. He's been having
yeah.
solid, great matches. His mic work is really good because of the fact that you don't want to like him. Like, he's just such an ass. Like, have you seen his Twitter comments?
Oh yeah, no,
He just rubs it in the face.
They're,
Like,
worse,
I mean,
they're worse than Kevin Owens. Like, I think Baron Corbin's trying to be Kevin Owens on Twitter, but
I don't
he
think
can't because
I
he's
don't
just
think
a
Baron
natural
Corbin's trying.
jerk.
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
I don't think Baron Corbin's trying to be Kevin Owens. I think Baron Corbin just doesn't care.
Yeah, well, he's
Has
the
le-
lone wolf for a reason.
I legitimately think that he just does not care about the fans. Like, I really don't. I make money. Why should I care about you? And it's just perfect for him. But I still think he should have cashed in midway between Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura, make it a triple threat, pin Jinder Mahal, and should have been the WWE champion. But,
kind of like what Seth Rollins did. At
exactly what Seth Rollins did. But yeah, John Cena.
Yeah.
But I think Baron. I gotta agree with my uncle. Baron Corbin has to.
All right. So, most improved wrestler,
Baron-
Marky goes to Baron Corbin. Oh,
Woo.
I forgot to mention, most overrated wrestler, Marky goes to Elias Sampson. And most underrated wrestler goes to Rusev. Just
Yes.
needed to put that out there. So let's move on to the next one. Most hated wrestler of the year.
Oh my god.
I think we might all have the same one, but I don't know. Who wants to go first?
All right, I'll go first. I think this is at first I did put Roman Reigns, but then I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute. He gets the biggest reaction, but they're not all hated.
They're not.
If you-
It's not hated.
If you
anymore.
ask a hardcore wrestling fan who is the most hated wrestler, you would say Roman Reigns. If you or Roman, you see what I'm getting at. But as a casual fan, I went with casual / hardcore. I went with Enzo Amore.
Woo!
I think that's what we all went with.
Yep. It's too obvious. This
Oh
year,
yeah, definitely.
Like
yeah.
after the breakup and everything, Enzo just
Well, I think at first the if you did it breakup, it would have gone to Big Cass.
Oh, yeah.
because he was being booed like nobody's business. And then kind of when Big Cass went away and Enzo was on his own, think people realize
This guy sucks.
Yeah, he's a little annoying, but also like what happened, like politics backstage had a lot to do with it.
Oh my god.
But also like with him, it's easy just to hate him. That's what it is. Like he has that annoying,
he has that annoying New York, New Jersey kind of attitude.
You want to just punch him in the face because he's got leopard print hair and, and like overalls.
Like New Yorkers and New Jerseyans hate Enzo Amore, and he's part of that. Like
we don't talk. He's part of New Jersey. Okay, he's part of New Jersey.
He's
Staten
not Island, if I remember correctly.
No, that was Big Cass.
Oh, okay.
He's from New Jersey.
Hoboken, I think. I don't know.
He's from. He's not from us. He's not from New York. He
but he worked.
He came from the armpit of America.
I think he worked in the city or something like that.
All right.
Doesn't matter. He went to New Jersey. He's not from. He's not our offspring. We had greats like Mick Foley and Tommy Dreamer and the Dudley Boys. New Jersey produced
Zack Ryder.
New Jersey produced Enzo Amore.
All right.
I hate Enzo Amore. He's so annoying.
Yeah.
The marquee for most hated wrestler goes to Enzo Amore.
Yes. Oh my god.
All right. Let's move on to the most loved wrestler. I have one, but does anyone else want to go first?
Oh, you can go first.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can go.
So
first.
I have Braun Strowman for this one. I don't know how everyone else feels about that, but
I can see Braun Strowman.
he couldn't have gotten breakout star, which is what I was telling you before. But he definitely got most loved. I've yet to boo him or be angry at him. I mean, he turned over an ambulance truck. He survived a crash with an ambulance. He survived being dumped inside of a dumpster truck. He came back from the dumpster truck. He basically was the Kenny of WWE. And he just, every time he was in a ring or did a program, he just put a smile on my face. And I'm just, thank God and thank Vince McMahon for Braun Strowman. Anybody else?
Mine's different. I didn't put him as the most loved.
Yeah, and we know. We put him as breakout star.
I did. The most loved wrestler, I put a tag team, actually. I put The New Day.
So did I.
You did?
Oh,
wow,
wow,
really?
yeah.
I'm so
I did New Day.
surprised.
Yeah, see, hence my hat.
I had to go with New Day. They're just so pure and not.
Well, okay. I don't think the most pure, but you see their chemistry and their friendship come out as their characters.
They're trying to market pancakes.
Exactly.
Let's put that in perspective. They're marketing pancakes.
And it's working.
And they marketed ice cream.
They marketed cereal.
They
marketed
created a cereal.
an actual cereal that no one expected that would be real.
I still want to try it.
Which I have, by the way.
Have you actually tried it?
No, I haven't tried it yet.
Oh,
it's going to be a collector item as soon as I get it signed.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, I want New Day pops. I want New Day pancakes. I want cereal.
Okay, so here's a question: if they do start marketing pancakes, what would they call them?
That's a great question. Something with flapjacks.
Yeah, I know. It's gotta be flapjacks because it's a sillier word than pancakes.
Yeah, I don't know what they would do.
New Day's flapjacks.
It'll probably be flapjacks because you can't really like
pancakes is funny, but like flapjacks is way funnier and just
Big E's flapjacks.
That could work.
That could work. It could
Big
work.
E's flapjacks.
If they break up and Biggie still holds on to that whole gospel gimmicky part of it,
that's true.
Oh God,
I'm just thinking
selling pancake mix.
We'll have Biggie selling pancakes and marrying people,
and then he has a manager named Aunt Jemima.
There you go.
Oh my God! They bring in some person to play Aunt Jemima. Oh my God!
I can see that.
Oh my God! That'd be great.
Because they're just so out there that they'll do it too.
Oh my God!
But yeah, I would say New Day is like the most loved.
Yeah, okay.
You can't go wrong with the New Day.
Yeah, like everything that they do apparently is touching gold. So
all right, so most loved wrestler, the marquee goes to the New Day. Good
Woo!
job, boys. All right, now we're getting to the final four, the four biggest categories.
All right. So the next up we have is match of the year in WWE, because there was a lot of great matches this year. A lot of great. It was just there was this year I think had the most 4 out of 5 star matches in WWE's history.
When was there a 5-star match for WWE?
When? Oh, there was a couple. There was Money in the Bank, 2011, CM Punk versus John Cena.
I meant for this year.
Oh, not this year,
Oh,
but
no,
4
no.
Yeah, that's why I got confused.
4 out of 5 stars. At least 4-star matches. There was the most this year.
Okay.
The talent was there. The championships were there. Just all the stars aligned this year.
But to be fair, it's only because Dave Meltzer doesn't want to give 5 stars to WWE anymore.
yeah, I think that's
That's real. That's at the end of the day, that's really what it is.
Was that the last match you gave 5 stars to?
Yeah,
it
CM
was.
Punk versus John Cena.
That was
Or
That's almost what 7 years ago. Like
That's going to be 7 years ago next year.
it's like it's because Dave Meltzer does not like WWE.
Yeah, it's a lot more like it's also just his opinion.
Meltzer
That's
gets a
what's
hard on Japan, so.
Yeah, it really does, especially for the Young Bucks. But
Oh my God, the Mario.
match of the year though, who wants to go first on this one?
I'll go first. I chose John Cena versus AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. I chose that. I don't think anything could top that. Nothing captured my attention the way John Cena and AJ Styles did. Their chemistry was flawless. The history was there. The significance of the match was there. The fact that John Cena became a 16-time champion,
that surprised me.
Yeah, I
Really?
know
That surprised me the most.
I think that was the greatest match this year. I think that was the best match this year. My personal opinion. Nothing else captured my attention the way AJ Styles and John Cena did, because it can go in so many directions, and you legitimately did not know who would win that match, and it was just amazing. I'm assuming you guys have something different.
I do. I have two. One's an honorable mention, and the honorable mention for me is going to go to Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker.
What?
Regardless of
Yeah, I
how
can-
you feel
yeah.
about it, it was still a pretty iconic match that happened this year.
I refuse.
Like the match was pretty iconic. The match actually itself was terrible,
But the match was iconic, which is why it falls under the category of the
Brock
year.
like you understood why. Like as soon as that match happened, as soon as they booked it, we all knew right away what was going to happen.
Brock
But,
Lesnar was better. Brock Lesnar did
well,
it.
yeah, it was better.
Brock
but
Lesnar
it
did
was
it
also,
first.
it's still a moment, and
it's a
but
very
it kind of gave that illusion that we still technically don't know if the Undertaker is actually retired or not. But it gave that eerily moment. I remember that night, and we were all sad. We were all literally in his room. The 5 or 6 of us that were there, almost near tears when that happened. But it was still a moment and a match that I think made him impact this year.
Yeah, it was a very, and also like as you said, Impact there. There were so many news outlets that actually reported on it as a real legitimate story. The BBC in America, BBC put it as their cover story. The Undertaker retires. It's their cover story. Like Rolling Stone put it out there as a main page. ESPN put it out there. CBS Sports. So I could see where you're coming from with there. Like, why would that be an honor? Like, it's not match of the year because, like, Roman Reigns tries to do a tombstone but botches it big time. I think if he pulled that off, I think that would have made it so much better. But that for me. But anyways, but the significance and the impact behind it, none other.
Yeah, so
because
we have to put it out there just because it is an iconic moment, an iconic match that we put into there for this year. But if I had to, my honest pick and a really good pick that I really loved, it was tough to really pick because all my matches of the years were NXT matches. That's my one stipulation.
Of course they were.
2, there were 2 really big ones, and one came out of the wet work fairly recently. The other one...
I know what the other one you're talking about because you get a hard on for UK wrestling.
Okay.
Oh, was this in the UK tournament or
No,
Well,
this was
this was Chicago.
I already know.
But
I already know exactly.
the
what
ma-
the Peter Dunne and Taylor?
Yeah.
No.
It was such a good match. But my actual match of the year, though, I have to give it to Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream. It was so good. Oh my God!
It was a
Velveteen
really
Dream
good match.
catch up with someone that I thought that he couldn't do it, and he did, and he came out with the most ridiculous tights.
That's not ridiculous. Did you ever see Ravishing Rick Rude
No,
versus
that's
James
reason
the
why
Snake Roberts?
No, that's the reason why it's ridiculous because you would never expect that ever to happen again. And
Especially
Velveteen,
wrestling nowadays.
yeah, I know. And Velveteen Dream just did it,
Yeah.
and it was great. And the atmosphere was right. The crowd was perfect. It was just great.
Yeah, Velveteen. He was Patrick in
Patrick Clark.
Tough Enough, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he should have won it, but anyways, that's another thing.
Who won it?
It was
Wasn't it Silent Anger or something like that?
No, that
Oh
was
no,
a different-
ZZ Top.
No, he didn't win it. No, it was the other guy. It was the Moose, I think it's called, or the Viking.
Oh,
Or
the Yeti.
yeah, the Yeti. Yeah, he won, and
And then
the girl-
Cedar chop.
yeah.
What was it? It was Mandy, wasn't it?
No, it was Sarah.
It was Sarah that won it.
Yeah.
Mandy was runner up.
Yeah, Mandy was runner up, but she won overall because she's on the main roster.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, so was Sarah.
No, she's not. She actually got released.
Yes.
Sarah. Oh,
She wanted to wasn't it like a child or something
Yeah,
like that?
she had a baby with one of the tag teams.
Wesley Blake.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Oh, fun fact, Aiden English is married to Shaw Gardetto.
yeah, that I heard. Yep.
Fun fact.
I hope we see Shaw though again.
Anyways, I got the Usos versus the New Day at Hell in a Cell.
Ooh, we all
Like-
pick good matches.
Yeah, we
Because-
did pick really good matches.
This one was a hard one for me because I'm like, what matches happened this year? And I'm like going through, like I was going through the network like on my train ride up here. I'm just like, all right, what can I choose from? And I was like, I was such a big fan of like the tag team wrestling that happened this year. I think tag teams really did have a
yeah, 2017 was definitely a year of the tag teams.
yeah, and I thought like I'm going through the list. I'm like, what matches can I go through? And like the pre-show was good at SummerSlam, but Hell in a Cell, that was just amazing. I
was
thought
really
it was
good.
like you saw a whole new side of New Day on that. You saw New Day kind of be on par with the Usos with that one there, and like all of the kendo sticks, all the trumpet, like they all went the silly route in the beginning. But afterwards, it got really serious, and it told a really beautiful story, and that's why I think it's match of the year. So,
Damn. So no one.
Yeah, no one. This
No.
one's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
We need a coin flip on this one.
No.
Dang
I'm gonna have to go with Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream.
All right.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was because I remember watching that. I'm like, what the hell? Like, and I just couldn't look away. I'm like, what the freak is this?
Yeah, I know. We were watching it at my house.
Yeah, and this was the first time I really watched it. I'm like, and I just kept looking, and I just see the guy do the backflip. Aleister Black do the backflip and sit, and then like Velveteen Dream just goes up, and then he starts to cry. I'm like, what the hell? And then he does this. He does like a rolling backflip, and then does the pose. I'm like, yo, Velveteen Dream, man. Oh my god.
Velveteen Dream is really talented. When I saw him in Tough Enough, I thought he was gonna win it, and I thought like his promo work was really solid, and you could tell that he was a fan. He definitely was a fan of wrestling, and like I'm so glad that they signed him. So glad.
Who would you like to see Velveteen Dream feud with on the main roster?
On the main?
I already thought of one.
Goldust.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, that'll probably be a starter feud. Like
Yeah,
when
that'd
he
be like
makes
a
it,
starter.
because that like those two are like very compatible.
Yes.
So at least then you beat someone like Goldust. Yeah, you get. And then after that, I have no idea.
My first thought was the Miz. I would just like to see the Miz rip into Velveteen
I think that's
Dream,
like
and
later
then,
on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
that's later
Velveteen
on,
Dream
definitely
just
later
like
on.
stalk Maurice and just like freak the hell out of them. Like,
Oh, I could see.
Oh, it'd be so good. And then like imagine the tights, but it just has Maurice and his child.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Oh my god,
Like, that would fit
that
his
would
character.
that would fit his character.
That'd be
Oh my
so
god,
good.
And I think the Miz would be down for it too.
Oh my
because
God,
the
be
Miz
like-
is.
Hey, and like I could just see him like I don't think they would ever do the kidnapping rap, but I could just see him hold the child and be like, "Hey, who's your daddy?" and just be like, "Oh."
See, they'll do the kidnapping route, but they'll do Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. I think that would be funny.
Hey,
Oh, that
Poe,
would be
who's
great.
your daddy? Help.
Like have that, and then when they bring them back to the Miz, they're all filled with makeup.
I didn't know what happened, man.
They're all filled with glitters. Let's just see, like, go down that route.
Oh man, I'm already excited.
All right, so match of the year, the marquee goes to Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream.
Yes, Aleister Black, my boy.
All
It's
right,
your
so
boy, Aleister.
the next one is tag team of the year.
This one was actually difficult for me because I had two in mind, but it was between the Bar and the Usos because the Bar killed it this year.
Bar did kill it this
So
year.
many great matches between the Shield, between the Hardy Boys, and then they had a shit match with Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins. But I just don't like Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
But I had to go with the Usos. The Usos were the premier tag team of the year. There was no one else better. They could not be touched.
I have to agree with that.
I went with the Bar.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. As much as I love the SmackDown tag team division, because they killed it at Clash of Champions.
Yeah,
I really
love
love that. Yeah. But I think this is the Bar, just like their chemistry alone, and just sort of how well they mesh together, and even the wrestling styles are very, very similar. They do a very strong, like big man type of wrestling, very lot of power moves. I think it just fit them. Yeah, so I think that's why I That's why I went with the bar.
Man, I really thought you would have went with the Usos this time.
Well, I went with the Usos for underrated, but that was a tough one for me as well.
yeah,
Like
because
the bar and the Usos, I was like, you know what? I already used the Usos, so I'm just gonna go with the bar.
All right.
as much as I love the bar, I'm just question actually. Let's go into this topic. So there have been reports that Sheamus has the same neck injury as Edge and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Two questions. Do you see Sheamus retiring in 2018?
Okay. Yes, I do. And the reason, and if it's the same neck injury as Edge and Stone Cold Steve Austin that caused them to retire, yes, I would. But I think that if he's not in a downplayed role, if he's in a downplayed role, I think they'll try to keep him as long as they can without going too much over. But yeah, I could definitely see Sheamus retiring, because if he's retiring, then if he's still in the ring after WrestleMania, then Daniel Bryan should be wrestling.
That's true.
I
That's
agree.
very true.
That's exactly, because if he's wrestling with a neck injury that's very similar to what happened to Edge and Austin, that caused them to retire and then have them basically have to go through surgery. Yeah, Sheamus should be hanging him up. He has had a nice career, definitely had a nice career, a lot better than some others that were in his span, but he should definitely.
Now, second question: where do you think this would lead Cesaro?
I would love to see Cesaro get a main event push, but they tried that right after the Battle Royal, and for some reason that didn't work out. Or correction, they didn't believe in him. But where it leaves Cesaro, I think he's gonna kind of flounder until they got something solid for him. Because I don't think so far if they have somebody tag team with Cesaro, they're probably going to be retiring soon. Look at Tyson Kidd. Look at Sheamus now. Look at Jack Swagger.
Oh my God!
Remember those? Yeah,
man, that's a tough legacy right there.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. You get teamed up with Cesaro later.
Now, what if you brought back Cassius Ohno, who was Chris Hero back in the independent circuits, and they teamed together as the Kings of Wrestling in ROH? Would you like to see that?
Yeah, I would like to see that. See how
because he hasn't retired, you know.
Yeah, no, I think that not yet, but
He's just been released because he's a little chubby in the tummy.
yeah, which is terrible. But that's.
And then he came back and then had to wear a shirt over his chubby tummy.
No, he always did that though. Last time I checked.
But I would definitely see that. Like if that's also on the premise that Sheamus retires.
Yes.
Who knows if he's gonna retire, because he doesn't. By the looks of it now, he's not retiring anytime soon.
Did you enjoy the Hawk while it lasted?
The Hawk. I thought it was stupid.
I thought the braided beard was stupid.
I could see
more
that,
stupid than the hawk.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great look for him. Actually, it made him look like a Viking warrior. I was like, this looks awesome, like a Celtic warrior. You know.
Well, that's exactly what they were going for. So.
I know, but it looks so cool.
Yeah, but it doesn't work with wrestling types. That's the problem.
Yeah, you put it in a Viking outfit. All right, I'll be with that. Like kind of his ring attire, like his entrance attire now.
Oh, yeah.
You put that in there. Oh, I think it would be. That's pretty cool. But with just like a pasty white man with red tights on, doesn't really work with the Hawk.
All right.
So tag team of the year goes to the Usos. Way to go, guys.
Woo.
Marquee tag team of the year.
And the most underrated.
And the
I
most
think so,
underrated. Let's move on to female wrestler of the year.
No, wait. Underrated was Rusev.
Yeah, well, I had the Usos.
It's fine. Female wrestler of the year.
This one was easy.
I'm gonna give it to Alexa Bliss.
Same here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was either her or Asuka, and the problem with Asuka is that she went into it as a champion, then dropped it, and then dropped it.
Yeah.
With retaining an NXT title hold, which was pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. I feel like Alexa had a more impactful year just worldwide as a champion.
Yeah. She has both Raw and SmackDown championships.
Oh yeah.
This year, so I think that
She also was part of the main event in Abu Dhabi.
Oh yeah,
with,
the Abu Dhabi part of that. Yeah, when you say it like that, I could see that.
So That's why I'm giving it to Alexa.
I was inclined to go with Alexa Bliss at first. Everyone knows about my love for Alexa Bliss, her and Becky, always. But I had to go with Asuka, because of the fact that she had a 534 day, 500
Still going.
yeah,
Still
553 day reign as champion. Undefeated, and that doesn't even cover the fact when she was undefeated in September. She broke Goldberg's undefeated streak.
His made up pretend undefeated streak.
But she broke it, legitimately broke it. That's how amazing that was. She left NXT by dropping the title. She's still 25-0 on the main roster and still going. You know, that's history in of itself. She was the longest champion. She beat CM Punk's reign for the longest champion of the modern era and New Day's reign as the longest champions. It was hard for me to go against Alexa Bliss, but when it's Asuka, no one's ready for Asuka. But I guess the Marquee isn't ready.
Well, I think
2018 is definitely going to be the year of Asuka.
Yeah, I think Asuka, and also Asuka, we looked at it as like kind of a main roster debut.
Yeah.
Main roster. That's
okay.
You looked at it as like kind of an overall. I think if Asuka had the full year on the main roster, you put her like at the debut at WrestleMania or afterwards, I think that we
that
would have
definitely
changed
it. Yeah.
But it was I think Alexa Bliss's year, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you think she's gonna drop it to Asuka at Royal Rumble or Mania? Or do you think she's
it's
gonna
not going to be at me? It's not going to be at the Rumble, considering the fact that Asuka's in the Royal Rumble
Do you
match.
think
and Alexa
Bliss is gonna
not.
drop it at the Rumble to? Well, if Paige is healthy, but I don't know. I don't know who. Do you think?
I think Alexa will drop it to Asuka, but probably the day after WrestleMania. I don't think it's going to happen at WrestleMania because I think with WrestleMania, it's a big spectacle of the show. But I think they're going to give it to someone who's a little bit more marketable towards like the casual fan. If you do it the day after WrestleMania, that's when the hardcore wrestling fan will really appreciate it. Best example, Dolph Ziggler cashing in. That's when they'll appreciate Asuka and be like, yo, you deserve it today. And they'll have that big moment there.
So, question right now: who do you think should win the women's Royal Rumble? If not Asuka.
I think it depends who else is in it because we really don't know. We know that it's going to be every available woman on the main rosters as a whole, but we don't know what kind of NXT women are going to be there or what kind of returning women are going to be there.
Yeah, because I think Becky Lynch is going to be return. Well, I think she's slated to return around there. Like that, she has a possible shot. Who's going to win it? Well, it was. I'm trying to think like who was actually in it. Well, who said so far they're in it? Ruby Riott. They said they were
Naomi,
Asuka.
There's one more too.
I assume like all the women.
Yeah,
I'm assuming all the women.
I'm assuming Absolution's going to be in there.
Oh,
as well as the
here's a funny thing that I do believe might happen is that James Ellsworth will come back
just for a day,
just for one night, and then get immediately eliminated to hold the record for the shortest Royal Rumble reign in a women's Royal Rumble. That is my prediction.
That would be fantastic. I don't know. I would have said Asuka. Asuka takes on Bliss or Asuka takes on Paige at WrestleMania. Paige gets the title beforehand and stuff.
It's possible, but I don't know. We kind of have to wait because it's still too early to call for Royal Rumble things.
Because I'm just thinking because WrestleMania, because Elimination Chamber is under Raw, and I can see Paige winning the first ever women's Elimination Chamber match.
Have they made that decision yet?
I think they'll wait a year before they do that.
Well, I know Raw's getting the Elimination Chamber, so I could see it happening there. Last year, women had 3 separate singles matches at the Elimination Chamber. Yeah. I feel like Raw would like to top that, so I feel like they could do the Elimination Chamber there, and then Paige wins it and then drops it to Asuka because we all want to see that.
All right, that's possible.
Yeah, that's possible.
All right, but the marquee for female wrestler of the year goes to Alexa Bliss,
which I'm not upset about because Alexa Bliss does.
All right. Now we go on to the big one, male wrestler of the year. Who's going to get this marquee?
I don't know who wants to start first on this.
This one's a tough one. And the reason for is I feel like I'm getting so much heat for this. I can't give it to Braun. I can't.
That's fine. I wasn't going
to. I didn't
the reason I can't give it to Braun is because he never got a distinctive championship victory. Yeah, he had good matches. And a lot of it had to do with Roman Reigns, but I couldn't couldn't give it to Braun yet.
Okay.
Give him another year, let him win a title, and then it'll be that year for him.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Romero. My brother Romero is here. He's going to watch us choose our male wrestler of the year. So, who did you pick, Jimmy?
Male wrestler of the year. I'm just gonna have to give it to Styles.
You're giving it to Styles?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Styles. AJ Styles was fantastic this entire year. Great match with John Cena, like you said before. He had a pretty decent match. He had it with Shane on WrestleMania, correct?
Oh, he had the best match at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Was
he
it
had a,
against Shane
and-
McMahon.
Oh, okay.
yeah. So he had a good match there. He had won the U.S. Championship from
Kevin Owens.
And he also had a good WWE Championship reign as well. And he's still continuing as WWE Champion. So.
You know, he won the. I picked AJ Styles as well. He won the title in Manchester, England. The first time the WWE Championship has ever changed hands overseas. Consistently, he got a great match at a Jinder Mahal. And Brock Lesnar this year. You know how great that is. That is amazing. He got 2 great matches out of the 2 most difficult workers to get a great match out of.
That's true.
So I picked AJ. AJ there was an honorable mention could have been Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens dropped the title to Goldberg. So
In 3 seconds or so, whatever
Yes.
time. I went with
Jimmy Uso.
No, I didn't.
Jay Uso.
No, I didn't. I went with Rolling Stones Wrestler of the Year, The Miz.
Really?
Yeah, I went with The Miz. I think The Miz had a fantastic year. I think he really came onto his own. The people finally accepted him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sort of because he's had great matches all year long. There's not a Miz match I could watch this year and not be entertained by it.
What about Miz versus Enzo Amore?
I was entertained by it because
Miz
it was
versus
so
James
much.
Jordan.
I was entertained by it. I enjoyed it.
All right, I got nothing else.
Because with those matches, yeah, I see where you're coming from with AJ Styles because I could definitely see that. But I went with The Miz because I think it was his overall work, and then more importantly, he brought back the IC title to relevancy.
Yes.
He brought it back. Nobody else could have done that. They tried it on Roman Reigns. It didn't work. Well, he's doing it now, but they tried it on who else? I feel
Dean
like
Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
Ryback.
Yeah, they did it back all those people, but it didn't work. And you put it on Kevin Owens, who's a pretty credible name nowadays. But when The Miz brought it back, he brought it back to relevancy. That's what I think. That's why I think he's like the wrestler of the year.
All right.
But majority does rule, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's
what
I'm not mad about AJ Styles. I didn't think of him at first, only because I was just so
enamored with
you
the
just
Miz.
love
yeah,
The Miz.
I love The Miz. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, those John Cena promos, like "Hello, Nikki, how are you?" John Cena rule number 76. How can you not be entertained by it?
Nikki, I love you. How was that?
You want me to try it again?
Nikki, I love you.
So,
But with that being said, the marquee for male wrestler of the year goes to AJ Styles. After not getting a Slammy award last year, he gets an award from us.
did they even have the Slammies this year?
No, they didn't even have it last year. They stopped doing it for some reason.
Seth
I don't know
Rollins
why.
was the last wrestler of the year, superstar of the year. And that was
They
for
should bring that
2015.
back.
That'd be cool. Like, you know, WWE.
Bring it back as like a ceremony during WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be a cool idea.
But they
Along
had
with the Hall of
Fame.
Fame.
Yeah.
Well, they did that a couple of years ago. Like in the 90s, they did that.
Oh, really?
They had the Slammies. They actually had it the day before WrestleMania.
Oh, before the Hall of Fame
Yeah,
ceremony.
yeah. Before they started doing Hall of Fame, they had the Slammies beforehand.
All right.
Like you do a part of it, like the Thursday night. Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, make that really a week-long thing.
Exactly.
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
All right. But with that being said, that does conclude the award show. But we do have one last thing. What are we excited for about 2018? Because I would have to say Wrestle Kingdom and pretty much the weeks towards the end of January. Because Wrestle Kingdom, you have Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho, and then after that, we have no idea if, because of what's going on with that whole situation, that Jericho's going to come back to WWE just to do a
Or
Rumble
if
spot.
Omega comes back.
Yeah,
Or
that's-
if Omega makes his debut on the WWE at the Royal Rumble.
I would like to see that happen. Like I would like the next 2 months, next 2 or 3 months will be exciting because Wrestle Kingdom happens. We'll say that Chris Jericho wins.
Oh my God.
That would be terrible, but
It'd be terrible, but oh my God, the stories, it just, oh my
yeah,
God.
you have so many because then he's like Jericho's like, all right, I'm done with you guys. You know, I did my thing over in Japan. You guys are nothing. I'm gonna take my stuff back to the States. And I'm gonna tell them how much Japan is a terrible like wrestling.
They just
like,
made the
just-
list.
Yeah, they just made the list. So that type of thing. Jericho makes it to the Royal Rumble, puts a spot in, gets eliminated by Kenny Omega, who comes out of the crowd, dumps him over the ropes, and then people kind of realize what's going on because every hardcore wrestling fan is going to be, they're going to be watching Wrestle Kingdom, they're going to be watching the Royal Rumble, and then it's all going to end at WrestleMania because Vince McMahon wants some coin out of it.
I think
He's going to need some of that coin.
as much
to
as I'd
bring
love to
back
see
the
that
XFL.
Jericho Omega
Exactly.
feud, there's now a possibility that I'd love to see, and that's Kenny Omega winning the Rumble and going on to versus AJ Styles at WWE for the WWE Championship.
Oh boy,
That
the
would be
stories
so
that would be
good.
told.
And then the Young Bucks make their debut, and then the club sides with AJ Styles and stuff, and you just have faction warfare.
Yeah, it'll be like NWO versus WCW. That whole thing. Bullet Club
no.
versus WWE.
No, it's Wolfpack NWO versus NWO Hollywood. What a
Oh,
terrible
boy.
time.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
But like, in realistic points of view, I would like to see the Miz be a world champion again in 2018. I would love to see that.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So yeah,
Especially it would do. Not gonna lie, I would like to see him rather be the Universal Champion because he can bring a lot of prestige to a title that needs prestige,
oh yeah,
and
definitely.
he can market it so well.
Well,
With all of his Hollywood stuff and everything like that, he could do very well with that.
Oh yeah, all the movies that he does and all the press that he gives. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
he's
I would love to see that. What else would I like to see? I would like to see Becky Lynch become champion again. That would be very nice.
that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So
What about you? What would you like to? You just Wrestle Kingdom?
I mean, you've Wrestle Kingdom. I would like to watch Wrestle Kingdom. But I really want to see how they're going to be doing this Money in the Bank thing. I'm more curious about
Yes.
this pay-per-view schedule that they
The
brought
Big
out this
Five.
year.
yeah,
To Big 5 and cutting down from 17 pay-per-views to 14. It's going to be such a relaxing thing for us.
oh yeah.
But what do you think? What do you
Well,
want?
I get a couple things I would love to see like towards the year. I like to see the evolution of women's wrestling because right now we have the Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble. We have women's Money in the Bank match. I think that's gonna happen. That'll be great.
That's gonna happen again.
That's gonna happen again. I would love to see. More likely, it's gonna happen with Sasha Banks and Charlotte. Women main eventing,
Ooh, that'd be nice.
main eventing a pay per view.
No, they did that. They did that at
Yeah,
Roadblock.
but not a gimmicky one like Trish Stratus and Lita kind of.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
like
like-
Survivor
like a-
Series
No,
main
no,
event.
you know, like it could be like Survivor Series. It could be what's the other ones that they have? Like Great Balls of Fire or
They main evented a. No, they main evented Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, but it was a Hell in a Cell match. I mean, like an
Yeah.
actual singles
Oh.
match.
Yeah, like an actual singles
like
match
an actual.
between-
Okay.
like I would like to see that. Like how I would like to see the main event of a match there, and then what was the other one? I would like to see how they do AJ versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I would like to see that happen at SummerSlam.
I'm scared they'd screw that up. I'm so scared.
Probably will, but
We'll see what happens.
but
I mean, well, the only thing we can possibly do is hope that good things come out of 2018.
Yeah. Like
and
the-
more Rusev Day T-shirts.
Yes. Oh my God. I want Rusev Day to be his theme song instead of Rusev Machka. It's Rusev Day.
They probably will. I bet you those two will win the tag titles at some point.
I
They
want
definitely
Rusev to
have
be
to.
a world champion by the end of 2018.
Yeah,
and Aiden
definitely.
English just be like I would. You know what I would love to see? I'd love to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn feud with Rusev and Aiden English.
That would be interesting.
It'd be interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Yeah.
And one more thing, I want to see Daniel Bryan have a heel turn. I want to see a Daniel Bryan heel turn against Shane McMahon.
Well, I want to
that's-
see Daniel Bryan wrestle first
I
before
don't
we get a heel
that
turn.
that'll be the toughest thing to do. I think that will not be possible because I bet you they're trying to do it now, but Shane McMahon is getting the boos instead of Daniel Bryan because nobody. It's kind of like you're booing old school Hulk Hogan. It's not gonna happen.
But like, oh man, I'd like to see him lead the stable of the new era, and like just be like that Bischoff type of thing. And then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are his top 2 guys, and then you have Mojo Rawley be in there because I just want Mojo Rawley and Sami Zayn to tag team with each other and just like
that makes
he's hype. I'm like just while Sami Zayn's just dancing. And then I want to see him lead the Riot Squad because, you know, that
Riot
just
Squad's dead at this point.
Stop it. No.
Anyway, and on that note, that will be
Sarah Logan's the Wolverine
on that
with 2 T's.
On that note, we will be ending 2017.
Wait. Uncle Linus, would you like to do your plug?
Oh yeah, if anybody wants to listen, well, I don't have a podcast, but I do videos. I do mostly social media content. You can check me out at thefanspov.com. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all under the Fans POV. You can check it out there. Yeah, that's the only one. Like I also have like a video company, but I'd rather not plug that.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'd rather have them watch the other thing because we do a lot of we're big wrestling fans as well, like at the Fans POV.
And not only that, they do a lot of conventions, so they're traveling all across the country. Just
we did WrestleMania once, so.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we did a WrestleMania video.
Really? How'd that go?
Terribly.
Well, anything we could do to help, Uncle Ernest.
Yeah, no.
And you're always welcome to onto the podcast.
Yeah,
anytime.
no. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no.
Sorry it went so long, but
No, we figured it was an award ceremony.
hopefully people were entertained.
That's all we hope for.
By your Elias rant.
Yes.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna clip that out and
All right.
Just put it on your Snapchat story. My thoughts
on Elias.
about Elias.
All right. And on that note, we will be ending the show. Thank you. We will see you guys in 2018.
See you next year. Hello, Audio Marks coming to you from the library. Welcome to the Marks for Life podcast with your hosts, Jimmy and CJ, 2 casuals turned Marks wrestling fans to give you a direct line to all things in the squared circle. Enter the ring at your own risk. We pull no punches, we hit hard, and we will slam you with all the info you need to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I said, are you ready?